I'm always seeing myself in bigger places. Like I don't just remain there. I have like goals and I have passion for a whole lot of things. I doesn't see myself to be regular, to be honest.
Period. Welcome again to our First Gems podcast. Today we have a very handsome somebody with us. Goes by the name of Abasiono Adams. Mr. Adams here as our guest here on the First Gems podcast is calling all the way from Ireland. Thank you for the sound effects. Thank you. Just to let y'all know that we are international. Like we told y'all, season 1, season 2, we doing it. So yeah, just making sure y'all following along.
And we actually do have listeners in Ireland.
Yeah,
Okay.
we do. Maybe it was you. No. No, but we appreciate having you here with us. So Adams, we know that you're from or currently in Dublin, Ireland, but you family, right? Because you are Nigerian. So just give us a brief intro where you're from and how you got to Ireland, like how you got to where you are right now.
Well, I'm from Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria, to be precise. And a BBO boy. I mean, like people, oh yeah, where's Akwa Ibom State? I don't know. I'm like, are you Igbo? I'm like, no, I'm a BBO. So get to know it.
For our listeners, Nigeria out here, we are Igbo women, but a BBO, that's down south. Y'all, okay,
that's the south. Yeah. So I'm from Akwa Ibom, Nigeria. I grew up in a home of 6, so I have 5 siblings, and I'm the first, so that's a whole lot of responsibility.
Wow.
Anyway, so yeah, and I did my undergrad in Ghana. So I studied electronics and communication engineering. Wow. I was there for 5 years, and I've been like moving around like a bit, then got back to Nigeria. And while I was in Ghana, actually, I started the whole modeling thingy. I was in like a male pageant, which eventually I won. Man, one of the proudest moments. I won, so that's how all that kicked off. Being like in front of the camera, and I became a model. I moved back to Nigeria. I did like the NYC, almost everyone does in Nigeria. And I went for another pageant as well, just to like, kickstart the whole career in Nigeria, just to, get my legs in certain places and just have a feel of it. So that, I mean, I won, but technically I was just first runner up. So and so that's how it all started. That's how the acting started in Nigeria. And that was in 2017, I think. 2017, yeah. So I started acting. I've been on a couple of movies on African magic, basically. And I started doing my thing while I was in Nigeria. I tried to start my own clothing line. Well, I mean, I was doing it and going on with it until I had to move to Dublin, Ireland. And I mean, Dublin Ireland wasn't my first choice anyway. Like, my first choice was Canada. Everyone just wants to run away from Nigeria.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that was actually my first choice, and I mean, it didn't work out. So I was like, you know what, where else should I go? And I found myself in Ireland, Dublin, Ireland. So I did my master's in applied digital media here in Dublin. I mean, not to brag, but a dude came out with a first class. But okay. Yeah, so that's where I actually got the passion for video production. Although it didn't really start there, it was more of a curiosity thing. And when I'm always on stage, I'm like, okay, how does it happen behind the scenes, and what really happens when I'm watching movies, because I watch movies a lot. How is this being shot? Like how are these things being done? How are the stunts being done? So I was just curious, yeah. And Yeah, so one of my electives in school was video production. And I mean, upon every other thing that was at the main core courses, I didn't concentrate. I just went for elective, which was video production. And that's how it all started. So I've basically been into this for like 2 years or 1.5 years. So, I mean, it's been pretty much fun. And I mean, I've found myself trying to be creative. And I just know I'm more of the creative kind of person than having to work my ass off every day, you know. Just want
Yeah.
to create things. I just want to relax and create things. You understand? Just let it flow in.
Yeah.
So that's
Love
that's
it.
that's basically how my transition from being an electronics and communication engineer to a video production guy.
I definitely want to dive deeper into that too, because, most Nigerians start off that way where they're doing something more technical and what seems more practical. And a lot of times, some people do explore their creative talents. They may not pursue it as a full career, but did you feel like you had the support when you were going into your creative endeavors from your family and even from your friends too? Or was there some like skepticism in the beginning, and then once they see you doing good, then they're like, okay, we trust that what you're doing is going to work for you? Like how was that transition?
I mean, for me, I'm more of a one man kind of person. I hardly listen to whatever anyone says because if I want to do something, I just have to do it because people are always going to talk down. I mean, for me, I just want to do it and then you see what I do and oh, that looks cool. So at that point, you really have nothing to say. I mean, I take in the critiques and all that, then I work in it because I'm more of the perfectionist kind of guy. So with everything I put out there, I try to make it better. And I have a lot of some projects just laying down there just because I feel it's not good enough, like to just so I just leave it there. I mean, when I started modeling, like the main person I was basically like I would listen to what he says would be my dad. So when I started modeling, he never knew I was doing that. So I just had to come with different lies. But the thing is, he did trust me because in school I used to do very good and the grades were always there. So all that, so far satisfied all of that, then that was good. But as time went on, I moved away from home. So he hardly really knew what I was doing anyway. So I just kept on doing my thing. I mean, luckily for him, he never saw me on TV. Luckily for
Why is my son naked on TV?
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, he never. So that was just basically. I mean, most of my friends when I started modeling, I mean, some of them were the ones who actually like pushed me. Oh, you have the physique for this, go do it. I mean, and I just like, you know what, I'm just gonna try. I mean, it's just started from a try, and then that's how everything just blew up. It started from someone I didn't know from a group chat sending me an audition form. I was like, you know what, I traveled like 2 hours down there to like just go do the audition. I mean, because it was in Ghana and I wasn't a Ghanaian, it was more of a Ghanaian. So it was Mr. Model Ghana. And you know, what's a Nigerian doing in there? So I mean, I got picked for the audition. I mean, and when I was like, everyone was like, how did you win? It's Mr. Model Ghana and you're Nigerian. I'm like, I mean,
But I look good.
That's so it. It started from there and everything just went on smoothly. For me, I'm more of I just go with the flow, and I'm a curious kind of person. So if I find something that I think you know what, let me just try it. I mean, jack of all trade and master of none. So right now I'm trying to master something because I'm like because I find myself doing a lot of things, but at the end of the day, I don't really master everything. So right now I'm trying to master this act and just get into it because I see it as something like I want to do for probably the rest of my life. You know.
Yeah. Wow.
I know what you're about to say about the whole thing about being a jack of all trades, master of none. I love saying the same thing that you said about wanting to learn how to master certain things because, and we've had conversations about this, about wanting to pursue multiple creative pursuits, and one of them obviously being our podcast, and really honing in on our strengths. So it's like, yes, you won the pageant in Ghana without being a Ghanaian. Like, shout out to the blessings, you know, like you have what it took to get what you needed to do. So I think really when we tap into our God-given abilities, regardless of what our parents say or regardless of what it looks like in a cultural context, like if you know this is going to be a successful avenue because you have the qualities necessary, you go for it. And I love hearing that. I'm really curious to know though, because being Nigerian and knowing that Nollywood is just such a hot topic or industry, like how is that? Like, because did you also grow up watching like Aki and Popo, like
Oh, I
Ahsoka? Like,
mean,
how did you get into Nollywood?
I mean, almost everyone did. I mean, like at the spare time, you just sit down. Like when your dad is not forcing you to watch the news and he's not at home for work. I mean, you just tune in and watch, and everyone just sits down there. When you hear the horn, you run back into the room like nothing happened. I mean, so yeah, so that was like basically, well, for me, it was more of the foreign kind of movies, Hollywood and all that. So I mean, that's what I really watch more. I mean, Nigerian movies, they're actually fun to watch. There are some that are funny, and there are some that the script is just like all you're laughing at is just the script and what's just going on. That's
Right.
yeah. So I mean, it wasn't that like it's not easy in Nigeria, honestly, like to be an actor because it needs a whole lot of work and it needs dedication, and at the same time it needs you kind of knowing people, like if I'm being honest. So I mean, so to me it was more of trying to get a platform to like put me out there and to get to know some people. And luckily for me, I mean, I had a friend who kind of put me through and just kind of, okay, you know what, okay, go for this audition. I'm gonna put in a word for you and you're gonna do it. So I mean, for me, I was lucky. I used to go for auditions. I mean, auditions in Nigeria, you see about almost 500, 600 people standing out in the hot scorching
I can imagine.
sun
Oh Lord.
just to audition for like a role or two. Like it's crazy. Like everyone wants to be an actor. So yeah, I mean it was crazy for me. Yeah, I mean I'm just happy I did get that experience. Like to me, it was more of a starting point for me, because me, honestly, I'm always seeing myself in bigger places. Like I don't just remain there. I have like goals and I have passion for a whole lot of things. I just don't see myself to be regular, to be honest.
Period. Because you're not regular.
That's the energy you gotta have.
Not regular.
Yeah, but that's crazy. Like, and I don't know, like, what your experience has been with auditioning, but do you ever like walk into rooms and then you see like, if they're casting for a role that you fit, you see like 300 other people that look just like you?
I've gone to an audition and I like twice and I ended up not auditioning. Like that was how bad it was.
Yeah.
So like two of them, like because there were a whole lot of people, and I mean you can't audition like over 300, 500 people in a day. Right. So it got back, you know what, go home, come back tomorrow. I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna do this because it's just crazy. Yeah, it's just those ones you probably get like private invites to come audition and all that. Then I go. Apart from that, for me, I was just looking for my own way to do my own thing. And the more reason that I pushed myself into like being behind the camera is because I want to own my own production. Yeah. Okay, I act, you know what, I'm gonna own and then put myself in front of the camera. I mean, who doesn't like it? You don't like it. So far as I'm doing my own thing and you're out there watching. So far as you're watching it and you're seeing me, that's cool. Like, I don't mind what your criticism is all about. Highest, I'm just going to learn from it. I'm like, okay, this is actually what I did. But then I learn from that and then I move on. So,
yeah, I love that. That was actually going to be my next question. Like, do you want to produce your own movie or show or anything like that? Is that something that you see in your future?
Yeah, it's something I see in my future. I mean, that's the whole point of me starting a whole production. See, let me be honest, I don't like working for people.
I heard that.
Are you listening? Like,
I like working for people. So I see myself owning a film production company, and from there probably branching out to a whole different lot of things. And like, so because I as well, like I do voiceovers as well. So I mean, voice acting and all that. So I see my brand being a big brand in the future. I mean, it's just baby steps. So let's perfect the act and then, keep on pushing.
Yeah. Just go back to like your whole experience with acting and stuff, because I resonate with, you know, what you say, because I also have been like modeling and stuff for the past few years and like trying to get more into it. And so I know that with this industry, like there's a lot of rejection, like there's stuff that you go out for and you're like, wow, it'd be perfect for this. Like, why can't they just see it? And then it's like, no, like we're going with her or we're going with her. And so I was just gonna ask you, like, how do you kind of navigate that, and like, how do you stay motivated to keep pursuing it? Like, given that, you know, there's a bunch of rejection, a bunch of no's that, you know, typically we experience just pursuing this.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's more of I try as much as possible to keep a positive attitude, to be more. I mean, if they pick someone over me, that's fine. That's who they wanted for that job, not me. So I always tell myself, the time is gonna come, and when it's the right time, it's gonna hit big, and it's not gonna be small. So I mean, it's just that waiting period, and always having to believe that, okay, there's something better for you and there's something better for me. So that's because, to be honest, like I'm a Christian, so I believe, like I have faith and all that. So I just have to keep the energy going and just keep it flowing and just be myself, because I try not to let those kind of things put me down. Because if that doesn't work, okay, on to the next. Let's go try something new. Let's go create. Okay, put more content out there, put yourself out there, just let people see you. And at the end of the day, so because I'm more of, because I really, like I said earlier, I really don't like, I want to create my own things. I want to start my own thing. So at the end of the day, it's more of when you start your own thing and like you do what you want to do, people would see you and people want to collaborate with you and like, oh, you know what, let's do this. And so while you're waiting to get a positive response, you are building your own self and you're building your own brand. So wherever you were before, as time goes on, you're building yourself. So you're not the same person, you're growing. And whatever price they were supposed to pay you then, it's just going to be higher because you're building your own self and you're getting better.
The price is now it's going to cost you more in the future. I'm paying the price.
So are you just doing this production company by yourself, or do you have like a team with you? How, like, what do the steps look like as far as establishing a production company?
Yeah, so far, I'm more of my own person. I'm working on my own. I'm trying to get my act together. I'm trying to build myself to know what I'm doing. You understand? Because I'm still, like, to be honest, I'm still learning. I'm legit still an amateur. So I'm trying to understand how the system works. I mean, I have some friends I've worked with, like here in Dublin. Like I have a film producer. I've been on a movie where I acted as an alien. But yeah, so
it's on, you posted it, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I actually did post that on my Instagram.
Yeah,
so,
it looked like Avatar or something.
Yeah, something like that with some big elf ears. So I have a couple of friends that are into that. So if they want to do anything, they call on me. Oh, what's up? We're shooting this. Do you want to assist? And because for me, I'm the kind of person, I learn on the job. I can't just sit down somewhere like, okay, you're teaching me. Okay, yeah, reading a book. I like to practice things. I learn on the job. So that's how I started. So building a company for me right now, it's more of me now understanding everything that's going on, understanding also the region I'm in, because every single place has its own different rules and what you can do and what you can't do. So I'm just me for now. And as time goes on, when I know I'm able to carry a team along, then I carry a team along. If it's something that I want people to help me, okay, I have people to help me. Okay, you know what, what's up? I want to work on this project. You know, I want to bring you along. People are always excited to do things. So, and especially when they are really creative, they want to be a part of a project, because you never know where that project is going to end up. So, yeah.
Well, that's
dope. So let's start off with this real quick, because this was giving me some 2012 throwbacks. I want to do a shameless plug real quick, Adam, to let you know that we also have a lot in common. We also tried to do some creative film and TV things. Y'all remember Back Club?
Listen.
Oh, yeah.
Don't say that.
So we have, like, I really love what you were saying about just being a go-getter and just like initiating things, you know, and just trying things out and building as you go. And so thinking back to when we were, you know, teenagers and we had creative ideas that we were like, oh, let's just try this out. We wrote like songs and put like Nigerian spins on it just to like let people know this is our identity. This is how we relate. Yeah, we won't give a shout out to that.
I already did.
Come back clip here.
Link down below. But we have, and I think that was another reason for us really wanting to connect with you as someone who's doing that successfully. And so I want to know for you, like being in Ireland and thinking ahead for the future, like how are you hoping or wanting to incorporate like your identity as a Nigerian or culture into this industry? Because we do have Nollywood and we have Hollywood, but everybody has their way of doing it differently, right? So how would you see yourself incorporating some of those elements into your field?
I mean, for me, I'm a big fan of where I come from. Like, I love my culture. I love Nigeria as much as I try to run away from it. I'm still gonna go back there at some point because Nigeria, Africa, we have a whole lot of potential, a whole lot. And I see myself working with a whole lot of Black people. And I plan on going back home actually just to like get some few like video or the thing about my own culture, and because just have people know about it, because not everyone is aware of it. And you just hear people say Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, and all that, and that's it. So for me, I just plan on going back home, getting deep and deep into the culture and just enlightening people, because I mean, there are a whole lot of people I've spoken to, like from Akwa Ibom, and some of them, like, they can't speak, they don't know what's actually going on. Like, it's just, okay, just not there from Akwa Ibom, I'm staying in a certain place. So for me, I'm definitely going to try to, I mean, incorporate the whole native African. Even when I'm trying to do like some photo shoot, all I'm thinking is like some African kind of concepts. That's just what's in my head, because that's what I want the world to see. And as time goes on, I mean, you have to like expand and do other things as well, bring other people along. I mean, because I'm not going to be local. I'm just going to be international, and everyone has to like see what we Africans are all about, and not just what they perceive us to be. Just have to tell them the truth and show them what it is. So, yeah.
I love that.
I'm inspired. Like, wow.
It's on 10. I love it. On 11, actually. I really love it. And I'm so glad we linked with you too.
I saw that you had created a video. It was like a short clip about creative block. And so I don't know if that's something that like you experience often, and if you do, like, how do you pull yourself out of it?
I mean, for me, creative block, it happens a whole lot of times. For every creative, it happens that particular period you feel there's nothing coming in. For me, most of the time, I just go on long walks, or I just go for a cycle. I'm more of the beach and nature, tall trees kind of guy. So that's where I find my inspiration. And I'm always with my phone. I mean, now, like with your iPhone, you can take pictures and it's look good. So there's always something that catches my eye, and ideas just keep flowing in. And the mistake I do is not write it down. So that is a mistake I always do. It's not writing it down. So I mean, during those long walks, like, you have a lot of things flowing into your head. I mean, you can have music on, because I always have my headphones on, just listening to music, even from people's lyrics or what they say, just everything going around, probably people walking around. Like, I normally get some kind of motivation from it, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go do this thing. But then, truth is, when I come back home, I'm like, okay, let's play some video games, and and then and then you don't write it down. So for me, it's just taking that time off and relaxing, and trying to free your mind, like whatever makes you, like, puts you in that relaxed state, and you just find out ideas flowing in. I mean, at some point, I was like kind of going through a whole mental health kind of thing. So, and I sort of drew experience from how I felt. And I came up with like a documentary for mental health. And yeah, and then that was
I peeped it. It's like 5 minutes. I checked it out. It was really interesting. Like, yeah, okay. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, so it's basically finding that right, just doing what makes you feel relaxed. Because once you're relaxed, I mean, things just keep flowing in. You just find setting like, oh, okay, I would have done this. I mean, I've had a whole lot of ideas just having to relax and just calm my nerves and just going for long walks and not letting the world like distract you. So it's just finding that time for your own self. And before you know it, just ideas just start flowing in. And
I love it.
That's awesome. And that's important during these times too, because I know a lot of people have had like mental health and like emotional crises. So that's awesome that you found inspiration with going through your own thing. Another one of my questions kind of tie into what Kalari just asked. Earlier, you said that you kind of have like just projects that you kind of left alone. And you also mentioned like wanting to be like a jack of all trades. I know as a creative, you just have like all these like bustling ideas. I know that I get them and I kind of write them down and I sketch this and I do this and I'm good at that. But how do you organize like what you want to focus on? And do you ever go back to those projects that you kind of left alone? Like, do you ever try to revamp them or breathe life into them, or what's your process like?
The thing I try to do is I try to salvage out of it. If I'm trying to make it better, I have to put like some kind of style in it. If the video clip didn't come out good, I just have to do it in a way that, oh, okay, this is new and it's going to be entertaining. So no matter how bad, let's say, because for us, it's more of the video quality and how you take the videos and how you take the pictures. Okay, how are you going to edit this and make it look better rather than just a normal raw picture? So for me, sometimes I get lazy. So when I think of a way to like, how do I revamp this? How do I get a nice picture out of this? Sometimes I just like, I'm just going to just like lay in bed and sleep. Because I'm a perfectionist. Like I like something to look really good. And when it comes out, like when I post it, like, oh, this is nice. I mean, I live for the hype. So
I love that you like internet too.
I live for the hype and the energy. So when people say, oh, this is nice, this is good, I mean, I'm like, even just from reading the comments, I have like another idea in my head just running. You know what? Just wait for what's coming out next. So yeah, so for me, I try my best to like, because sometimes when I have free period, I like go through, because I'm very organized. When I open up my hard drive, there is everything. I have 2019, 2020, and now I have 2021. So I go into each of the folders. Okay, and probably if I did shoot someone, I have their names. Okay, let's see, can I work on this person today and just see how it goes? And I just go through the pictures. If an idea comes in about it, I work on it, or I just start something on it and then leave it there. Because I mean, most of the time it's just having time to work on that. Because I mean, during the whole pandemic, when everyone was just home doing nothing, I mean, I had a whole lot of ideas. This was just going out there to do them. That's why most of the videos that I post, they're videos of my own self, shooting myself in my room or shooting myself in the house. Yeah, so yeah, just basically having something to do and pushing.
That's awesome. Wow.
You see, just asking, like for research.
What is
your current status, just for the listeners.
I mean, I'm currently
single, taken, or is it complicated?
I'm currently single. I just got out of a relationship, so
just for the listeners to know. No, I absolutely love it. This is what we do, y'all. Like, this is what we want to bring to the table. We find really dope, interesting people like yourself, Adams, and we just bring you to the platform to share. This is like a global, international, focus that we have, and you're just the perfect person for this. And so just hearing your story, how you can come from the south of Nigeria, really just on a hustle and a dream, find yourself in Ghana, getting into the creative biz industry, utilizing your God-given talents, finding success with that, coming back home, and then now popping internationally and just working on becoming a better person through and through. It's so inspirational, not only for us, but for anybody listening who's a first gem.
Definitely.
Right. So we are so grateful to have you here.
And I'm glad to be here as well.
Yeah. And as our tradition, we like to, leave the listeners with a little gem or two. So based off of what we've been hearing today about finding your creative powers and utilizing the digital space and wanting to specifically incorporate culture and tradition into that and really just being a go-getter, what is something that you, Adams, would say, and all of us could chime in, as far as your industry and where you're coming from in film and television? Maybe there's people who are interested in pursuing careers in the same industry, or thinking the crossover, or like us, maybe we might want to revamp on our production as well. What are some quick gems, inspirational words, or something to live by to get people going?
What keeps me going is I live my life on my life a day at a time. I try not to worry about the future, because that's what everyone right now, like, there's no doubt, like right now I could just leave this and just start worrying about tomorrow. And so I try not to worry about the future. I try to go with the flow of things, and that just keeps you at ease and you get not to worry. And I try to live my life as well without regrets. So every single failure, I learn from it. I take it as, okay, you know what, I can do better, and that mistake is not going to happen again. Like they say, fool me once. So,
hey, yeah. I heard that. Okay.
So I try to live my life without regrets and take it a step at a time, and no rush.
No rush.
What about y'all?
I would say that it's important for you to be confident in your craft. Whatever it is that you're doing, don't let the outside influences or outside people influence the decisions that are right for you. Just whatever it is that you want to do, own it and go for it. And that's how you really achieve true success.
Wow. I would say that it's okay to be multi-hyphenated, multi-passionate, because at the end of the day, we all have like so many different things we're interested in. And I think like us being scared to pursue everything that we're trying is only limiting us, because there's ways that, the different things that you're interested in can inspire you to think about things in a totally different way. So yeah, that's what I would say. Embrace the multifaceted life.
I would say that when it comes to breaking into a new industry or a new environment, don't second guess yourself. You know that you are exactly what they are looking for or what they need to spice up, to shake the room up. Why be a small fish in a big pond when you could just pull up and be that shark, in a lake? Why, like, shake it up. Like, let them know that you're here, put the spice on it. You are what they need.
Let me say, I did not expect that. So you really shake it up.
We were in the corner shaking the room like.
Shake the room.
Then she took a baby shark, big shark. Love it.
Right. No, you was expecting a fish. I'm gonna be a shark. Like. I love it. I really do want to say from Adams, what you've been sharing with us, and from us as the first gems, like, think big. There's so many ways, and giving your example of breaking into the film industry and television and photography and filmography, there's so many creative ways to bridge cultures together, to bridge stories together. Like, just think big, aim high, and eventually people will find you where you want to be met at.
Absolutely.
So I love that. Y'all, like,
This was amazing. This was a great interview.
This has been another great
First Gem
Adams,
connection.
before we go, Adams, do you have any projects that are upcoming or that you're working on, and where can people find you? Your socials?
Currently, I'm really not working on any projects because I have a lot going on right now. But definitely in the next couple of months, I should be dropping like a short film because I'm working on one. I'm trying to write my scripts and all that. As much as I suck with writing scripts, but we're gonna pull it out and I'm gonna pull it out and put out my first short film. Everyone has to have that first short film. Just to introduce them to the world, So.
And then we'll find you on social media.
Yeah, Wiz Adams is just everywhere. It's the same thing everywhere. WHIZ Adams everywhere. It's a very unique one.
Yeah.
Ladies, take your time, please. Arrange yourself on how you toast this guy.
Oh my goodness.
I absolutely love it. Yes. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your light and your wisdom. When are we pulling up?
I know, right? I have not been to Dublin.
Yeah, we're ready to come to Ireland. We're ready to add energy because we hear there's a lack of energy. So
yeah. Kind of how you feel like. That's when the probably opens up the borders.
Or Nigeria. You say you want to go back tonight. Well, we're
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely during Christmas for like a month, like before the whole festival, just to the festival period is a time to get a whole lot of traditional things going because everyone is back home and there are a lot of traditional things going on. So like people get more into culture and after that, just pull up in Lagos and have some fun.
Yeah. Look, I told you we're neighbors. We are literal neighbors. So don't be surprised if we pull up First Gems.
No problem.
And we're in LA. So if you ever in LA or if you ever,
I plan on
LA.
I plan on visiting LA soon.
Oh,
yes.
Well, you know people.
Right.
It sucks.
Oh, and I'm gonna say too in Atlanta. So Atlanta, LA,
We're the plugs basically. So
Hey.
Okay, no problem. I'll just write that down so that I don't forget.
Don't forget.
All right, and on that note, stay tuned for the next one, y'all. We out here.
Hit the outro music.